Chapter 2. So I lived my life alone and had no one to talk to until I had an accident with my plane in the desert of Sahara 6 years ago. Something broke in my engine and I had with me neither a mechanic for any passengers. So I began to repair it all alone. It was a question of life or death for me. I had very little drinking water. The first night I went to sleep on the sand, 1,000 miles away from any town. I was more isolated than a sailor on a raft in the middle of the ocean. Thus you can imagine my amazement at sunrise when I was awaked by an odd little voice. It said, "Will you please draw me a ship?" I jumped to my feet and looked carefully all around me, and I saw a most extraordinary small person who stood there. He was examining me with great seriousness. Remember, I crashed in the desert 1,000 miles from any town. The child did not seem hungry or thirsty or frightened. He was not looking like a child lost in the middle of the desert. When at last I was able to speak, I said to him, "But what are you doing here?" And he repeated very slowly, "Will you please draw me a ship?" It was absurd. In danger of death, he wanted me to draw a ship. I could not disobey. I took out of my pocket a sheet of paper and my pen. But then I remembered that I was studying geography, history, arithmetic, and grammar, and I told the boy that I did not know how to draw. He answered to me, "That does not matter. Draw me a ship." But I couldn't, so I drew for him one of my drawings. It was the bow from the outside, and I was astounded to hear, "No, no, no, I do not want an elephant inside a bow. A bow is very dangerous, and an elephant is very big. Where I live, everything is very small. What I need is a ship. Draw me a ship." So then I made a drawing. He looked at it carefully and then said, "No, this ship is very sickly. Make me another." So I made another drawing. My friend smiled gently and indulgently. "You see yourself," he said. "That is not a ship. This is a ram. It has horns." So then I drew once more. But it was rejected too, just like the others. "This one is too old. I want a ship that will live a long time." But this time my patience was exhausted because I wanted to repair my engine. So I drew a simple box and explained. "This is his box. Your ship is inside." I was very surprised to see the face of my young judge. "That is exactly what I wanted. Do you think that this ship will need much grass?" "Why?" "Because where I live everything is very small." "There will be enough grass for him," I said. "It is a very small ship." He bent his head over the drawing. Not so small. Look, he went to sleep, and that is how I met the little prince."